Hey guys, it's Andrea from the vlog Pine and Prospect Home. I hope you like my outfit today. This is usually what I wear when I paint. I thought that the pink socks really added a nice touch. So today I'm going to show you how to create a faux wood finish using paint and furniture wax. So let's get started. So the first thing that I like to do when I'm painting furniture is to turn, especially with tables and chairs, is to turn it upside down. This just makes it so much easier to paint the base of whatever it is you're painting, so that you don't have to bend over, and it really helps me not to miss anything. You can catch drips easier. It's all around just better to turn your piece upside down. So I'm going to get started here. I will link in my blog post my homemade chalk paint recipe that I always use. You can turn any latex paint into chalk paint. And the great thing about chalk paint is that you don't have to prep your surface. You don't have to sand, you don't have to prime. You can just put this stuff right on your piece of furniture, and it's such a great thing to have. So for projects like this, I just like to use just a cheap chip brush. You can get these for like 50 cents, I think, maybe less than that. This is a 2-inch brush. Alright, so our first coat is dry, and one thing that I'm going to do that I didn't actually mention at the beginning is I'm going to dry brush this table with a little bit of just flat white ceiling paint, and that's just going to give the faux wood finish a little variation. If I can get the lid off here. So I'm just going to use that same brush that I was using for my neutral paint color, and I'm going to do some dry brushing. Now, dry brushing is really simple. You dip your brush into the white paint just barely, wipe off any excess, and then you just dab it on a paper plate to get as much off as you can. And then you'll just kind of dry brush the white paint on, and it's pretty simple, and you can go back to that paper plate for more paint, and you can go as heavy or as light as you'd like. And it's just, I try to go in the same direction with it. So for this table, I'm kind of going with the grain of the wood. I don't want to go all over the place with my white paint. But that way, when we put the dark wax on, what will happen is the dark wax will react differently to sort of this brown neutral paint and then this white dry brushing we have going on. So again, you don't want to go too heavy. You just want to sort of barely brush it on. Now you can create white chalk paint if you want, but I use this flat white for stuff like this, for faux wood finishes all the time, and it works out perfect. Okay, now it's time to do the top of the table. I'm gonna flip it upside down. At this point, I just like to see if I got everything okay. It looks like there's a little bit under this lip that I didn't quite get, so I'll just get that really quick with my paint. No big deal. Now it's time to do the top. Alright, so after this coat dries, I'm going to do the same thing with the dry brushing, and then I'm going to add my dark wax to the table, and that is what's really going to give it that awesome faux wood finish. Crazy. Alright, now that I've dry brushed the top of the table with my white paint, I'm going to flip it upside down again, and I am going to start applying this Annie Sloan Dark Soft Wax. So I just like to dip my brush in the wax, and you can see that it goes on really dark. At first, almost black, and then I just sort of rub it in, going in the direction of the wood. Alright, so the bottom is finished. It looks awesome. I'm going to move on to the top. And again, you can put on as much or as little as you'd like. Just make sure that when you're putting it on, you go in one direction so that it kind of resembles a wood grain. Alright guys, there you have it. The table is finished. I love the way that it turned out. I love that it's not perfect. It looks like, you know, like an older weathered piece of furniture. So my last step will be to probably just buff it out a little bit. But other than that, this is how you create a faux wood finish. It's so simple. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're new to my channel, please be sure and hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching.